All right, this is a demo of the MoneySocket Costanza Wallet. So this is a wallet I've been working on for a little while. Its purpose is to show off the MoneySocket protocol. The protocol is a very low-level thing, so to kind of present it in an app that's kind of looking end-user ready is kind of the desire here. So it can kind of provide a portal into actually using the socket protocol. So its purpose is to provide the upstream socket connection, which is a novel feature, an upstream socket connection to an app, such that the app can start driving micropayments. So this wallet allows you to control that stream of micropayments, to set up the connection and then control it from there. So yeah, this is not at all meant to like compete with the mainstream wallets of today, like the Breeze and the Phoenix and whatever good wallets. This isn't really ready for that. This is just kind of there to represent the idea and then kind of help development as it goes. So yeah, no, this isn't the most amazing thing in the world, but the socket feature is something to pay attention to. So yeah, it's all open source. It's on GitHub. So this wallet is it runs in a web browser. It's kind of made sort of a mobile presentation. So like eventually it could be packaged up as a mobile app. But yeah, doing it in a browser is easy. And also like I kind of want to illustrate in the point like this won't ever be limited by app stores, whether app stores like Bitcoin or micropayments or not. Like this doesn't need an app store; it can run in a browser just fine. So you can open a tab on your phone's browser and be able to use this wallet. So kind of built that in from scratch. But yeah, then eventually, if people want to package it into a mobile app, if that makes sense, we can do it later. So yeah, it's written in vanilla JavaScript. So the CSS is Tailwind. So I kind of had to learn that to kind of make it somewhat acceptable. So the very first thing is, so when you launch it, it starts disconnected. You have to connect a wallet provider. So the wallet does not actually handle the money. It's got a MoneySocket connection down to the Terminus app, and I've covered that in other videos. So it has to talk to a thing that's talked to a Lightning node. So inside this browser, it doesn't actually have, that it's not managing channels or anything. It on its downstream, it has a MoneySocket connection. So if you want to connect, you can. It does remember a beacon. I haven't made it auto connect because that's kind of annoying for development. I could probably make that an option for just when you launch the page, it auto connects. But because I'm developing, I'm always switching between things, so I don't want it to do too much, not have too much of a mind of its own just yet. But yeah, so you can connect, and so here I have it connected to a stable wallet provider. So I've covered this in other videos, but it's showing a balance in GBP. So the stable D is monitoring the exchange rate, and it's adjusting, it's adapting. So if I hover over it, shows how many sats are equivalent. But the idea is this always stays stable, and that your user interface can then work in whatever your fiat currency of choice is. So that's kind of an additional feature of this socket. We can do that stable D function, stable wallet function as well, is what I've called it anyway. So yeah, so I have GBP, but yeah, I can disconnect from that, and then I could grab a different beacon. So I can go paste it in there. Also scan. I'm using the camera for this presentation, but yeah, the QR code scanner works. The browser will ask for your camera, and you can do it. So yeah, there I just connected to a Bitcoin provider, so it doesn't have stable D in the way. So you can just, if that's your currency of choice, you can transact in Satoshis. All right, so I connected it back to the stable D version. So now I'm going to show connecting the upstream connection. So this one will be working in GBP for now. So this app I built, this Money Mover app, I built before I learned CSS, so it's a little bit retro looking. But yeah, it's sort of what I can do to demo some socket connections here. So if you want to connect, so you're walking around with your wallet and you got your balance, you want to connect to an app, you get a beacon of the app. So yeah, you could scan a QR code or just paste it in. So then we've made the connection. So we've connected to a wallet, but it's got 0 sats provided. So even though we have money available, we have to authorize a certain amount. So So this is an interface it's setting up the permissions for what this socket is allowed to transact with as far as balance, and you can change whether they're authorized or received, as I explained a moment ago. But yeah, if you want to authorize half of your balance, you have 5, but the app is authorized for 2.5. Or if I want to go 1.25, it updates there. So this app is sort of a man in the middle. It's got its back end connection to StableD with funds available, and then it's got its upstream thing where it's providing funds to the app for that too. So this is sort of a first stab at like how the interface could actually work, but you know. It could be imagined in different ways if you wanted to do like a rate limiting or all these other things. That's sort of the questions you start to ask. All right, just had a quick problem I had to fix, but yeah, I've set this up again with 5 GBP set up with the socket. So you'll notice that it's got this in progress socket session in the log here. So I got to connect a second wallet so I can get this. So this one has a different provider, and so I've authorized a number of sats. So I've covered this in other demos of moving money between fiat and Bitcoin, so you can check that out. But yeah, I'll set. Might as well I could do 100%. So if I want to move, say, 0.5, I can buy some sats that way. So I can do invoice request notified. So on this side, so you saw that. Basically this is like denoting the protocol as it happens. So we started the session. We requested an invoice for 0.5 GBP, and you can drill in to find out how many millisatoshis that is. Then we notified up to the app to say, oh yeah, here's the invoice you requested. This app passes it on to the other peer. And then so they get a request for them to pay. So here's the invoice, you pay this. So this on this side, you can notice that they don't even know about GBP on this side. This guy works entirely on Bitcoin, so that shows up as 0.18 or 1,818, and on this it's denoted as that many GBP. So here, this one actually sent back to the provider, okay, hey, pay this invoice, and then we got the pre-image. So then we actually adjusted the balance of that amount. So then the amount authorized got adjusted, and the balance, of course, got adjusted. And then on this side, that money came in. It was set to 1.25, so that got incremented as being in permission of the socket. So you can that's kind of arbitrary. Maybe there's more advanced permissions, like if you receive money, don't allow that to be immediately spent. That's sort of another thing to think about that the permission model could perhaps do. But yeah, so this is basically a micropayment session that you can do. So I can move single satoshis, and then here it doesn't show up as GBP because it's very, very small. Oh yeah, pay request, 100 MSATs because that was only 1 Satoshi, but 1, 2, 3. But yeah, there you go. So the idea is, like, as you're using the app that's driving micropayments, you can see all this stuff scroll by, and you can drill into it if you really want. But up here, you get your summary of how that session is going, and then if you want to kill it at any point, you can disconnect. And there you go. So this is no longer transacting. This guy's still connected. So that's the socket mode in a nutshell. Or I just changed my camera settings so I can actually scan via the interface. But the non-socket, come on, focus. Okay, so this I just scanned a Breeze Wallet invoice. So if you want to pay it, you can scan. You get that. So you've all seen this in a wallet. Paid. Okay, yeah. So I got that through on the phone. Request. So likewise, I'll show it off in GBP because it's cooler on this side. But I have the menu. So if you want to receive, so if you have a money socket connection you want to fund, or like you're using this as a daily driver, like I mentioned, you probably shouldn't, but just to get the concept there, this is pretty cool. So because this thing works in GBP, I can request an invoice in GBP. So I can request $1, and display it. So then I can scan it with my Breeze wallet, which I'm going to point that at my monitor. Okay, so I'm going to approve that payment for 3,000 sats, 3,600 sats. So that's payment going through, processing. Okay, received. So here, invoice request. So we requested a GBP, and we got that. And you can drill into it and find out. Oh, maybe I'm not displaying it. Okay, I should actually. Oh yeah, in the invoice note somewhere here, I should. Yeah, I requested 1 GBP, which is that many MSATs. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty cool. So that's a wallet that already works very much like Strike. So yeah, we incremented that. So as far as this guy knows, like Bitcoin might not even exist. They're just walking around transacting in GBP, and that's cool. And then yeah, so they can then buy a soda at the soda machine for $1, and it decrements by $1 in their currency, or like whatever it is. So the fact that because we got the stabilization function, it's just all handled under the covers. So that's I think a pretty killer feature for eventual consumer adoption of the Lightning Network, to actually get the fiat balances kind of up in the user interface and then stable from there. Okay, so yeah, just miscellaneous features. I already showed the drill down. I have a link to the source code and all that. Storage settings. Okay, yeah. So I'm running these both in Firefox, and I'm storing all the stuff, including like the receipt log here, in local storage. So if you have two instances, they collide on the same browser using the same app. So I made like 3 different save slots here. So if I have 2, like it'll detect to say like if nobody's using this one, I'm going to use that. But if somebody's already using it, it'll just use the next one. So if so this one's using 2, so if I want to use 1, I actually get the same transaction log, and these are actually going to stomp each other. So that's not technically good to do, but you can kind of override the automatic decisions it makes. So I'm going to use this one. So I'm back to the same transaction log there. And then yeah, if you want to clear it, you can. It might be buggy still, so you can do a local storage clear here if you really want to, or in the menu there, you can press the clear and it'll clear just that slot. Local storage clear through the console will clear everything, of course. So that was kind of a necessary feature. I do have a build of this hosted on socket.money/wallet, so I replaced the old green wallet with this. Now the unfortunate thing is, like, you still need to run a terminus to do this. If you're just going here and you don't have that set up already, this isn't too helpful because you have nothing to connect it to. So that's kind of the next priority, is to kind of make a hosted terminus somewhere, so that if somebody wants to play around with this wallet, they can have a small custodial balance that I'll just use the project donations to kind of float. So yeah, to have like a username, password, that's something I can work on. I think that'll accelerate, so that you can just tell somebody, I go to socket.money wallet, and then create a login somewhere there, and then you can connect that, you can deposit your sats, and then you're in micropayment land, and you can start playing with this wallet. So I hope to get there in the next month or two. So that's I think the next priority. But yeah, there's the wallet. It'll evolve going on. There's certainly more features I'd like to add. There's still some bugs and rough stuff in there that will need to be fixed. But yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching this demo.